Hello, thank you for joining me on another episode of On the Spot. So, today we are going to continue. Sorry about shaking the camera. So we're going to continue to work on this robot here, done in hot press paper. It is a kind of an exciting transformation, and it's, like I said, it is different than the cold press paper. So, kind of learning how to go about doing this one, but so I did take time to do a little bit more than you've seen before in the last video, but I kind of let you guys know that I'd be doing that ahead of time. So I'll try not to make so many videos as long as I did. The last one I did was like 26 minutes. I didn't realize how long it was. I just kind of painted. So I'm basically kind of just, if I'm using this as a paintbrush as sort of like a pencil, I guess you would say, just sort of drawing in where I want to put the folds of the metal, the shape of the robot. It's coming together. So yeah, there's a lot of effort that's involved. I mean, there's a lot of different steps you have to do to get to. It's a process. So and it takes time. It's really exciting once you see it actually come together. It's just really neat. So, but remember, whatever art you're doing, if you're just starting out, or you're just, or if you've done it for several years, and you just want to, I know I'm nowhere near being, I have a lot of things to learn too, so, it's a process. I'm learning right now. I'm learning about this paper. I'm learning how does it work, what's the, best way to go about how to, the textures, the details. So, showing you what I'm using, colors. I'm just blending a whole lot of color together, and just trying to see, that's a little bit too red there, so I don't want to go too red. But I like to muddy up my colors a little bit to try to make it I don't like to use the colors right out of the tube, to be honest. It just seems just too, I don't know, it doesn't seem as realistic as it would be if you had to muddy it up and kind of, because in the real world, at least in nature, or you look at grass or leaves, they're not like this really bright green. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times they're kind of a mixture of different greens, different colors. There's a little bit of brown in it, whatever. There's all sorts of colors involved. So I don't want to just use a straight thing out of the tube. I want to kind of give it a little sense of realism. So what I'm trying to do is, if you could just kind of following me along here as I'm trying to do this, is at least the goal is to make it look like it's coming around the shoulder there and the armor, or the plating, the robot would wear. So like I said, I'm starting to develop a storyline. It's coming along a little bit more. It's like I have the concept, but I don't really have the full story to go along with everything. But but it's forming, it's forming because it's like, it's almost like these robots have their own life of their own, they kind of function without man possibly, programming them or whatever, so they kind of function on their own, but it's like their existence is, they're still discovering their existence. They're still, at least for me, when I'm coming up with a storyline or something like that, they have a great, not so much emotions as much as a self-preservation kind of thing. They just sort of have that, it's kind of logical or kind of, to stay alive, not to do anything, do something that would throw them into harm's way very easily. So, you've seen movies or something like that where the robots or something gets destroyed really quick or whatever, and that wasn't really kind of my goal in doing these, because it's sort of like that would be on the robot's part. The one that's existing would be a sense of like, I'm not going to go destroy myself, because then I'm not going to exist anymore, even though that I suppose they can exist in other forms or but I want them to have a sense of like, hey, I'm not going to go out there and just, yeah, that's going to be kind of dumb. So they're going to be sort of just more cautious of, kind of like one of our soldiers would be in the military or something like that, where they would be they just don't go out and, in the battle. They have to search out the terrain, or, know the enemy, before you begin to fight. So that's kind of the thinking that I'm going with here, so. Yeah, so it's just all forming together. It's just, it takes time, a lot of different textures, a lot of different shapes, and so we're building it up. We're building up the just the. I could go everywhere with it, but it's just a bit. It's sort of like limited in how much how much area you can actually cover with paint. You got to be careful how you're doing that, and it's not just a matter of going, all out with it. You has to kind of figure out what you want to do, and then it adds a little texture try to make it like every little bit of it can be different, that this side won't be exactly the same as that side. There's a little different texture, a little different detail going on. It's just like this robot has been through something, and eventually you'll get this sense of depth, and that's what I'm trying to go for. So whether I'm successful or not successful as much with this painting, because guys are just viewing me, what I'm doing, and just sort of joining me in this journey here, but you know, we're kind of learning together here how this works out. So yeah, I'm getting pretty happy with this one. I may not do this video as long as I've done in the past because I went 26 minutes the last video and I didn't realize how long it really went for. So yeah, I may not go as long, and I hope to get a lot more people viewing. I really thank you for if you have viewed my videos or if you have subscribed to my channel. It's just, I just want you to know that I'm very thankful for that. I'm just, you know, I just started this a few months ago, and you know, I've done art for a long time, and to archive this or to show you guys what I'm doing or to just have you guys join me in this process is amazing. You know, it's a neat thing. So if you guys, you know, when I see people subscribing or I see there's an interest in this, whatever we're doing, it's encouraging to me. It makes me want to do more. You know, I just want to go out and do more, and to know you guys are out there watching and kind of being supportive in what I'm doing. I mean, that's to me really good support if you're watching my videos. Learn how to do the colors. Okay. Yeah, so again, we may not do too long today. This might be a little shorter painting video, but we're still moving along. We're still making progress with this. It's you know, it's coming along. It's forming. It's definitely a little different than I'm used to, but at the same time, I'm definitely encouraged with this paper. It definitely does have a lot of. It allows me to, I want to say, it kind of allows me to mold and shape what I'm doing too. So it, you know, I can kind of take the paint here and a little bit of paint that was left there. I move it around a little bit easier than I would with cold press. Because cold press, once you actually put the paint on there, it's a little bit of a challenge to try to just move it around. So, you know, you can't just easily just move the colors around. You know, you've already established the paint, so you're gonna be fighting with your paper. So, this one I'm finding that it's easier to kind of, you know, I can manipulate around the colors and then just sort of like sculpturing, you know, kind of like that, just sort of blending the colors together, and I'm finding it very, very neat. So yeah, we're working it out. I have to be careful. I'm bordering on going a little darker than I wanted to do, but you know, just all right. Well, thank you for joining me today. Again, we're going to get back to this painting. Maybe next time you come in, it'll be just a little bit more detail. Maybe I'll go through this a little bit more, and then I'll just kind of like, we'll finish up the scene. We'll see, or maybe there'll be a few more videos. But as it stands, I think this is going to be it for right now. So thank you for joining me on the spot, and hope you have a good day.